This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Netflix. Go to netflix.com/TYT for your free trial membership. So John Zogby, the guy that does the polling, says that through his polling, he has noticed an evolution of the perspectives on the American dream. So first of all, I should note that only 57% of Americans still believe in the American dream. However, the idea of what the American dream is has changed greatly. So before, he says that people who believed in the American dream were traditional materialists. So their idea of the American dream was that you own a house, you have wealth, you have all of these toys to play with, and you live a very comfortable lifestyle full of wealth and happiness. Well, now people who think of the American dream see themselves as secular spiritualists. And these are people who don't necessarily think that you need wealth or materialism, but they think that you need to do something that you love to do for a career and something that will not only better yourself, but better the world. Okay? These are people that are very unlikely to think of America as the best country on the planet. These are people that are likely to travel the world and see a great deal of value in that rather than spending their wealth or their money on material possessions. And the reason why the story inspires me a little bit is because I can relate to it. I see myself as according to this, a secular spiritualist. Because, I'm doing something that I love to do. It's not necessarily something that's making me wealthy. It's not something that gives me all of the material possessions that I want. But who cares? I'm doing something that I feel like is helping to change the world in one way or another, and something that I see a great deal of value in.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I'm exactly where the American people are on this. My attitudes have shifted on it. And when I was younger, you're a kid and stuff. Of course, everybody wants to be rich. And I still want to be rich. And I keep that real all the time. I don't want anybody to get wrong idea on that. But let me explain. Like, when I was a kid, I thought, I want to own literally like a yacht, a fancy car, and a private jet. I had all these ideas of all the different things that I wanted to own. Now that I'm older, you realize, who needs a yacht? You don't need a yacht. That's so stupid, right? No, what you need is some peace of mind, and that's why money does matter. I don't want to be like those people who are like, Russell, who are like, money, what difference does it make? Yeah, dude, you've got millions. That's why it doesn't make a difference to you. Look, it makes a difference in that you want your kids to get a decent education, you want to have health care, you want to have a roof over your house, and you want to have some peace of mind that you're not going to run out of money. That's why, of course, money matters. But I've gotten to the point where I feel like if I can cover those things, everything else is gravy. I mean, it's good gravy. I'd like to have that gravy, but you don't need it. And the other stuff is much more important. And I think the whole country's shifting in that way, and I think it's a great thing. Now, of course, part of the reason they're doing so is because they had to, right? Because people are making less money. And so some interesting numbers out of that section of the poll that Zogby talks about. Did you know that in the early 1990s, only 14% of the population was making less money at their current job than they were at their previous job? Mm-hmm. Okay? So, look, there's always a situation where sometimes you downgrade, or you had a different situation, you wound up making a little less than you did on your previous job. That number has now grown to 35%. So a lot of people are making less in their current job than they did in their previous job. That's not a choice. That's not a circumstance in your life. That's a macro picture. That's an economy that is moving south, okay, where we, the actual people, are making less money. And it's really gotten through to people in that it's discouraging them. Prior to what is being called the Great Recession, so prior to 2008, 74% of Americans still believed in the American dream. Now that number is down to 57%. People saying, you know what, it's unrealistic. They don't even believe it for a lot of people for their kids, let alone themselves. That's in some ways, of course, very depressing. And part of the reason for that is that they're right. Opportunities are being taken away every day from the middle class for them to be able to get into the upper class. And we got to change that, man. We got to give everybody we don't have to equalize results. Nobody's saying that. We just have to give everybody a fair chance.
Get a load of Netflix. They deliver the movie to your house, no late charges, free shipping.
You can watch thousands of movies or TV shows straight on your PC or on your television through a gaming console.
Netflix.com/TYT. Free trial membership. You get Netflix all over you.